In this session, let us understand two important accessory of the boiler, the economizer and air preheater. Economizer. The function of an economizer is to heat the feed water. Right? The water is generally taken from the river after treatment. It is at ambient condition. Right? So that ambient temperature, if I give little heat, so that if it is entering the furnace more than the ambient temperature, surely it will reduce my fuel requirement. I think we have discussed this in the earlier topic, but still, if it is a water at 30° ambient condition, it is, and if I am supplying the water at 80°, means 30 to 80, this delta 50, right, for 50° centigrade, I have to use some fuel to get that temperature. That can be avoided. So one more thing is the flue gas temperature is otherwise dumping into atmosphere, and it is increasing the global warming. I don't want to do that also. In both the sense, the economizer plays very important role. Generally, the feed water heated is a 20 to 30° below the boiling point. Mean to say, if at 1 atmospheric condition, I will not bring up to 100° centigrade. I will bring around 70 to 80° centigrade in the economizer. That is a feed water heater. The economizer makes use of a waste flows. Means otherwise it is a dumped to atmosphere. That heat is recovered in the economizer. Thus, economizer increases the boiler efficiency. As an approximation, it is shown that boiler efficiency increases by 1% for every 6° rise in feed water temperature. That plays a very important role. Even a percentage, right, in a thermal power plant gives a huge heat recovery in terms of cash. So in this diagram, you can see the flue gas, right? It is going in this path to the after economizer, it is going to the air preheated. So economizer, I am having this water. This is the flue gas circuit, and this is the water circuit. Water has been pumped, and it before entering, right, in this direction, it is going to the boiler. So I am giving the heat, right? It is preheated before sending to boiler. That as we discussed earlier, it surely reduces the coal burning, right, or the fuel that is required to burn that water. The flue passing through the economizer chamber transfers the heat energy to the water flowing through the steel tubes. So as discussed earlier, it is disabled 20 to 30° below, right? So because at 85-90°, the steam bubbles begins to form, and we know that the feed pump cannot take both the phases. So bubble formation is in the pump will be not advisable. To overcome this one, the problem, feed water pump is generally located before the economizer. So otherwise the pumping will be difficult. That's why after pumping, the water goes to the economizer. The feed water pump either raw water after proper treatment or condensate from the condenser. So these are the water from the river. I told it has to be taken for the osmosis, right, or it is actually reverse osmosis. Then in the reverse osmosis, it will pass to the pressure beds and all, so that it will be treated properly with the resins in the mixed bed right, in the mixed bed DM plant, and that water, DM plant is nothing but demineralized plant. I want to remove all the minerals. In the Bisleri water, we have the minerals, right? Because our body needs the minerals, magnesium, calcium. But the boiler tubes, they don't want any mineral. That mineral has to be removed, and these are called as demineralized water. The feed water flowing through the economizer get heated and enters the boiler under pressure. A non-return valve is provided to avoid return flow, right? Otherwise, if the pump trips, the water may go back. So to avoid that one, a non-return valve has to be located in the pipeline. The pump pressure is always higher than the boiler pressure in operation, because it has to go through number of bundle of tubes, and there will be bends. So to avoid that pressure drop, it is slightly kept higher. Advantages of economizer. Let us see the advantage. It recovers the waste heat to a greater extent. It reduces the fuel consumption, as we discussed. If the refrigerated item, if you take directly to the burner, it requires more heat. But if the refrigerated item from the fridge, if you take and keep and bring to the atmospheric condition, then to the burner, then the gas requirement or the burning requirement will be reduced. Similar way, this plays important role in the industry. It improves the efficiency of the power plant. It reduces the soot and the fly ash being discharged to the atmosphere to some extent. Let us see what are meant by air preheaters. The function of air preheater, as name indicates, is preheats the air. We require 3 T's, right? 3 T's for combustion. 3 T's. What are the 3 T's? One is the time, second one is the temperature, then turbulence. So second one is the temperature and third one is the turbulence. So to meet that one, I have to give the temperature, right? I have to maintain the temperature in a proper way. So this is provided by air preheater. It makes use of the flue gas discharge from the furnace from the economizer, as this also recovers the further heat from the flues, right? First it has passed to the superheater. If reheater is provided to the reheater, then economizer, still this flue gas before dumping to the atmosphere has got heat content. I don't want to waste that heat, so that heat has been recovered in air preheaters. So this increases around 1% boiler efficiency for every 20-degree increase in the temperature of air. So here you can see the flue gas, and I am passing the air over here, right? The air passes out, and here the flue gas is coming out, right? Here the flue gas is coming, flue gas goes out from this path, and water baffles, it is just giving a direction to this one, right? So baffles are plates. It gives a direction in which way, right? If the baffle falls down or there is a damage, it short circuits your flue gas path. So we have to see during annual shutdown whether any damage to the baffle, other overheating at a particular place may take place. So sometimes it can be considered as a secondary function of the air preheater to heat the air which being used to dry the coal. See, during the rainy season, this coal will be having two types of moisture. One is a lot moisture, one is a surface moisture, right? So the surface moisture means the moisture that is on the body of the coal. So that has to be dried. So you can use that as a secondary function of a air preheater. So they are classified as a recuperative and a regenerative. In the recuperative, you have a tubular and a plate type. In regenerative, brick type and a rotary or jungstrom type of air heater. Let us see some of this. Recuperative air heater. So the principal operation of this preheater is similar to that of economizer. In this type, heat is directly transferred from hot flue gas to the air to be preheated with an intermediate heat transfer metallic medium. Based on the type of intermediate medium construction used to transfer heat from the flue to the air being heated, there are two types of recuperative preheaters. One is the tubular, one is the plate type. The tubular type, the flue gas passes to the number of tubes and air to be preheated passes to the tube. So in the tubular recuperative type, counterflow. What is meant by counterflow? Counterflow, in the flue gas and air are moving in opposite direction, right? That is used in the shell arrangement. The hot flue gases flow downward through the tube while the air to be preheated around the hot tubes and absorbs the heat. As we discussed earlier, baffles are provided, and in the plate type, series of plates are arranged in the chamber. And let us see the regenerative type of air heater. These are heat energy storage type. Means I have a matrix here, right? It has been termed as a matrix. Matrix is nothing but a net, right? If the air preheater is having 3 segments like this one, right? I have a net like structure. This is called as a matrix, right? In a air preheater, this is called as a matrix, and these are used in a regenerative air heater. This matrix is alternatively exposed to the flow of hot flues, cold air to be preheated. Thus completing one operation for the 2 cycles. So here the sketch of a regenerative air preheater you can see, right? The air has been passing, right, from the fan, and it passes to the burner. Here it goes to the chimney. So similarly, a partition from the preheater has been shown over here by 2 passages, right? That depends on the make. Rotary or Jungstrom air preheater. Jungstrom air preheater is used in many of the new coming power plants. The rotary or Jungstrom air heater is simple, compact and effectively used. It is constructed in a rotary preheater as we shown, or one more sketch is there, we will see that one. So it consists of, I have shown in my sketch only 3 earlier. So generally it is a 12 to 18 radial sectors, right, with a matrix. Each sector is packed with a plain or corrugated steel metal, that is called as a matrix, and 2 sectors opposite to one another, right? One way I am passing the flue gas, other way I am passing the air. So here you can see. Only thing is if there is a leakage, that is it will increase the volume, right, of the particular flue gas. So leakage comes as packings are provided, but it is mounted on a gearbox and it rotates in very slow speed, but still we can find there will be some leaking, and as an engineer we should always monitor the system by amperage, right? We come to know whether there is a leakage in the air system or in the flue gas system. By close monitoring, one can examine whether the leakage is happening, right? And yes, of course, the sealings can be replaced during the annual shutdown. So the gearbox makes to rotate this one at a very low speed, say 3 to 5 RPM. The advantages are the rotary air preheater are simple, compact in construction, they operate continuously and good heat transfer efficiency, they are economical in operation. The disadvantages are sealing, I told, right? It is because of the hotness, it breaks down frequently. Due to constructional feature, the rotary air preheater creates large pressure drop both in a hot flow and therefore consuming sufficient power. fly ash accumulation in the flue gas bath is a common problem. They get settled on the matrix, which has to be cleaned during annual shutdown, right? That is one more problem in the